Let's be real, getting into a car accident is terrifying. And on India's roads, it's a sad, all too common reality. But things are changing. With major new laws now in place, knowing exactly what to do next is more important than ever. So let's walk through what you need to know to navigate those critical moments. To really get why this matters so much, you just need to look at this one single statistic from a World Bank report. On India's roads, there's one death every 4 minutes. Think about that. It's a constant, tragic reality, and it's exactly why we need to have this conversation. And if you zoom out to look at the whole year, the scale of this crisis is just staggering. Data from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways shows that in 2022, there were over 461,000 accidents. That led to more than 168,000 deaths. You know, these aren't just statistics, they represent a national emergency unfolding every single day. So, what's behind all this? Well, when you dig into the why, the answer is pretty clear. Overspeeding. It accounts for a massive 72.3% of accidents. It's a powerful reminder that while better roads and new rules are important, so much of this comes down to simple driver behavior. Okay, so if you ever find yourself in this situation, the absolute key is to turn that initial panic into a clear procedure. Let's build your accident action plan. These 5 steps are your roadmap. First, and this is the most important, stop your vehicle and try to stay calm. Check on everyone involved. Then, immediately get medical help for anyone who's injured. The next thing you absolutely have to do is inform both the police and your insurance company. While you're waiting, use your phone to document everything. Take pictures of the scene, the damages, everything. And finally, you'll need to officially file your claim. Following these steps, in this order, is crucial. And speaking of filing that claim, you're gonna need some paperwork. This list right here covers the essentials. Seriously, having copies of these documents ready to go can make the whole insurance process so much faster and smoother. It's a good idea to know exactly where these are at all times. All right, we've covered your personal action plan, but now we need to talk about what the law demands you do. Because the legal system has gotten much, much stricter, especially when it comes to the worst-case scenario, a hit and run. And this is where things get really serious. The change is huge. Under the old law, a hit and run could get you up to 2 years in prison. But now, under the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, or BNS, if you cause a fatal accident and flee without reporting it, you're looking at up to 10 years in prison plus a hefty fine. It's a whole new ballgame. And if you want to know the exact part of the law we're talking about, it's this. BNS Section 106(2). It specifically targets the act of escaping without reporting the incident to a police officer. There's no gray area here. It's written in black and white. But here's the thing. The law isn't just about punishment. It's also designed to encourage people to do the right thing. If a driver reports the accident and cooperates with the police, they can face a much lesser charge. The message from the system is crystal clear. Do not run. So we've talked about the driver's responsibility, but what about the victims? For those who are affected by a hit and run, especially when the driver is never found, there is a crucial safety net in place to provide some financial support. It's part of a government scheme specifically for victims of hit and run accidents. In the tragic event that someone loses their life, the scheme provides their family with 2 lakh rupees in compensation. And for anyone who suffers what's called a grievous injury, and we're talking about serious, often life-changing injuries, the scheme provides 50,000 rupees. Of course, no amount of money can ever make up for the pain and trauma, but it's designed to help with that immediate financial strain. The process to claim this compensation is pretty direct. First, the victim or their family files the claim form. That kicks off an official investigation to make sure everything checks out. Once it's approved, a settlement is ordered, and then the money is transferred right into the claimant's bank account. So when you put it all together, tougher laws for offenders, better support for victims, you can see a whole new approach to road safety taking shape in India. But what does this really mean for the road ahead? At the end of the day, new laws and compensation schemes are just one part of the puzzle. Making our roads safer, well, that's a fundamental responsibility that every single one of us shares, whether we're in a car, on a bike, or just walking down the street. Which leaves us with one final thought. We now have a much stronger legal framework. We have better support systems for victims. But remember that first statistic we saw? The one that showed the vast majority of accidents are caused by driver behavior? It makes you wonder, is the most important change we need still the one that has to happen right there, behind the wheel?